Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be ranking the Ace Beaute palettes that I own. I have had a chance to use them all and I have swatched them all. So I have some feedback to give you. So I'm going to say that I'm going to go from my least favorite up to my most favorite. If that made sense. Least to most. It's a palette ranking just for Ace Beaute and for what I own. So I have in last place the Ace Beaute Slice of Paradise. I was not a fan of this one. The color story is not my favorite, and then the color payoff was not there. There's only two shimmers. I do prefer matte heavy, but these shimmers just don't work with the other colors in the palette. It was hard to use. I did not like this one at all. So there's that one. Next up we have Ace Beaute Paradise Fallen, and this one is it has a neutral gray tone and purple. When I used it I did not have any issues. This is just very dark. Orion is it's more like a topper shade. So even though it looks really light in the palette, it doesn't do much for lightening the look. And then we have the Ace Beaute Classical Paradise. I love this color story. I really do. And I want it to work for me, and I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to use it a few more times to really decide if this is something I want to keep and see if I have something else in my collection that is similar, because if I have something similar that's easier to use, then saying goodbye to this wouldn't be an issue. Next up we have the Ace Beaute Oceanic palette. This is a green and blue color story. The mattes were a little bit hard to work with in this, but I did end up creating a really pretty blue look when I did use this. I really like this kind of neon green, so I'm going to play with this a little bit more. Next, I have the Ace Beaute Palette Topley. I do have the game, I just have not actually used it. I know when this palette first came out, bless you, when this palette first came out, a lot of people loved it, they raved about it. It has pink, yellow, neutrals, purples, blues. I will say the purples are not good quality. The shimmer is okay, but the purples, they're patchy, they're not the best formula. So next up is the Nostalgia palette. I feel like this is similar to the Flare palette, but this only has 3 shimmers in it, and they are kind of in the same color family. There's a yellow orange, orange, and a red orange. And I just feel like the color story doesn't go together as well as it could. And then one of my top favorites is the Quintessential palette. This is a neutral palette. I love colors and I do love neutrals. I've loved them both. But I have never had an issue out of this palette. It is easy to use, easy to blend. It has neutrals, but you can also give them pops of color. So I really enjoy this one. And then my top favorite one is the Ace Beaute Flare. Now, this was similar to the Nostalgia palette. It had a similar color story. It has 4 shimmers instead of 3. But they're a variety. They're not in the same color family. There's a blue, there is a neutral, it's like a cream shimmer, and then you have like a reddish pink and an orange, so you can really mix and match with this palette, and I really enjoy that. The formula of this palette is good too. I didn't have issues when I was working with it, so my top 2 ranking palettes are these 2. Let me know your thoughts. If you have tried Ace Beaute, what was your favorite palette? What was your least favorite and why? And if you enjoy these kinds of videos, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment, subscribe, and I'm happy to do more. Have a great day.